Berry being, starting from a meme, but giving me so much life in order to literally move 250 miles away from my city, come here and then build here, is the reason why life mantras are important. And I wanted to ask you, do you guys have any life mantras? Like, is there anything that you guys live by that you could expound on, that you just literally say, like, every time I hit the stage, if I have to perform this as my life mission, if my life mantra, you guys have all heard Planted Not Buried, so I'm not going to perform that. You know what I mean? You've already heard that, but if you could use something as a catalyst to get you into the elevated spaces of what you're trying to get, is there a life mantra you can think of? Is there something that affects you that you can kind of reflect on, and similar to Planted Not Buried? Do you guys have anything like that?
I was going to say, I have two.
Okay.
One of my favorite quotes is by Audre Lorde is, your silence will not protect you.
Okay.
And that's like kind of like about telling your story.
Yeah.
And how, you know, keeping things in, you
Don't
know,
say it.
doesn't really benefit you.
Yeah.
And then my most favorite one is, you are your best thing.
I know that one was your favorite.
Yeah.
Yep. So you are your best thing. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. Just because I want us to be able to pull from them. So, you are your best thing.
I believe it's from Beloved.
And again, Beloved. I believe so too.
I believe that's, because I like a few of her books, but I'm pretty sure that one's from Beloved.
You are your best thing. Toni Morrison.
Break it down?
Yeah, can I ask?
And then,
Your son is looking for
you're your best thing, and
Your silence will not
your
protect
silence will not protect you. Now, what I feel like separates free writes from poetry is one, repetition. So a lot of times I tell my students to start and finish with what they want to focus on, and then continue to say it throughout. What helped Planted Not Buried was the repetition of it. Even though I'm saying I'm not buried, I'm planted, I'm solid, I'm rock, it's not easy to grow. You tried to burn up my crops, you stole a lot from my harvest. Somehow I still got some heart left. I'm not buried, I'm planted. Look at these flowers I got. That brings it in to less than a prompt and less than a free write. Repetition really does help, and that also helps you make it into the art. That's what, and it helps people remember. It draws people in. Even if you feel like you're being repetitive, saying it over and over and over. Best believe now, almost anybody that thinks of Planted Not Buried in my circle, when they hear that, they think of me and they send me stuff. But it's because of the Planted Not Buried. So, are there any that you guys have? Do you have any that you live by?
You could do anything you put your mind to.
You can do anything you put your mind to?
Yeah, there's a new one I got is I use my energy to advance.
I like that. See, that's getting poetry right there. You already hear it, don't you? I use my energy to advance me. I love that one. I'm going to write it down too. I use my energy. I think you should do that one. Because literally what that's saying is no matter what, I'm using my energy to push me further. So if this is giving out negative energy, then I'm not being pushed further. That's not what I use my energy for. That's how Planted Not Buried got started. Like, oh, you want me to, even when it came to being going low, like matching energy with people. Once I understood that I was planted, you want me to feel buried. That's why you hit me. You want me to feel buried. That's why you disrespect me. I'm planted. I'm here and I'm solid. And I'm solid, I'm rock, you know what I'm saying? I just acknowledge it, it's not easy to grow. People do try to burn up my crops. You stole a lot from my harvest, but somehow I still got some heart left. I'm not buried, I'm planted. Look at these flowers I got. And that's really, it brings it back. So I use my energy to advance me. I really like that one. I may take that one on too. Do you have any? Can you think of any? Also, do you have a recent need in your phone that resonated tonight? You know what I'm talking about? Do you ever screenshot like things that, like memes and stuff like that, or you don't?
Like something that captures your mood or something?
Never?
No.
I do it incessantly, but maybe because I'm always writing prompts.
I was going to say,
It's scary.
Let's reach out to you later.
So what does it mean that you have that like captures your mood?
Well, I told them that Planted Not Buried started from me.
Okay.
Even before it was popularized, I saw it somewhere. I don't know where I saw it, but I saw the term before. People were doing stuff like that. Planted Not Buried was, you're not planted, you're not buried, you're planted, ... so blue. That was the writing prompt that got me to Syracuse. That's what I explained to them already. That was the writing prompt that got me here. I have a whole bunch. Let me see.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Okay, so let's see.
Okay, that's those are memes.
But they're not me. They're not. Okay. But you didn't mean like you choose to anything you
Yes, like so like
it could be all.
okay, so here's one uncomfortable truth. The way people treat you is a reflection of them. The way you tolerate it is a reflection of you. That's stuff like that where you're saying, I don't like where say people treat you poorly. You can use that meme to be like, how you treat me is how you feel. But what I say I'm down for is how I feel. And that literally can start an entire piece. So what I'd like is for you guys to use each other's, if you can, if you find something, or you can stick with Planted Not Buried. I am planted, not buried. You can also do that one too.
So we're gonna use these prompts to write, or?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't have to do all of them, you can choose one. But the point of this is I said Black Planted Not Buried was a vehicle for me to leave New York City. If you can make if you could write something that will help advance you to the next level of life, whatever that may look like for you. Say people are treating you poorly, you're not enjoying it. What can you use to take it? And then I told them to allow repetition, to allow you to kind of bring it always back to center, because sometimes that separates poetry from just speaking. Planted Not Buried sticks in people's heads so hard because I'm repeating it over and over. So if you could use a life mantra, or if you could pick certain words to become a mantra to get you to this next level, because I want when people leave this class to remember those things and say them over and over and over. I believe I can give one too. I live by spelling as a spell. Spelling is a spell. That is something that's so important that a lot of people don't realize. Everything you spell is something that you spell. As a pastor's daughter, people get really challenged, especially church people, when I say stuff like that. But I'm sure it's also biblical. I'm positive that it is. I just have to look for the verse where it corresponds for them to be comfortable. But spelling is a spell. Your text messages are a spell.
I guess I use everything is temporary.
Everything is temporary?
Yeah, because it like reminds me when I'm like in a positive time to like embrace and be present, but then in a negative time, I like it won't be negative.
Okay. Some people say trouble don't last always. That's a church one. That's a church version of that. Trouble. I'm so glad. Why are you laughing?
No, I just took it in. Aren't you from the church, Miss Jack? No, so
No.
my dad was a pastor. I thought. No. So he's let me focus.
Yes.
Let me focus.
So another one could be, I like that. I'm going to say trouble don't last always. Okay?
Should I put it front as well?
Yes.
My mom used to always say this, writing is on the wall.
Okay.
So,
What does that mean?
Meaning, no matter what you're trying to do, right, like it's already been written.
Yep.
Sort of like, our destiny is kind of like,
Already written.
here we go.
The writing is on the wall. Now, what I want to make this different is that, one, we're titling it that, and when you're writing, when you're using your prompts, the writing is on the wall.
Okay.
Multiple times throughout it. You're bringing thoughts back, almost like stanzas, back to the writing is on the wall. That way, if you were to perform it, people would almost be able to anticipate that part was coming and be able to look forward to it.
Okay. How much time are we going to spend on this writing prompt?
I think, what do you guys think? 12 minutes is good, or is that just time?
It's 6:32. I think 10, 12 minutes.
12 minutes is what was in my head. It's like just perfectly in between 10 and 15.
I like that.
Hey Siri, set alarm for 12 minutes from now. but we're using some of these prompts up here ultimately to, what, if you could use something as a conduit to get you to your next level of life, what would you be using? What do you have a mantra that you live by, or anything that's stuck out to you recently that you can use to usher you in to the next part of your life? My ultimate teaching, even though I'm faith-based, I teach that spelling is a spell. Everything you write spells itself. It has an energy that you put out, and when you write it down, it's a spell. And so I don't write things that I'm afraid to spell. I don't write negative things that say that I'm afraid to spell. I will be honest about stuff, but spelling is a spell. I use planted, not buried. That's why this class is called that, to get from New York City to Syracuse because I was escaping domestic violence. And I chronicled my journey and didn't know where it was going to take me, but it started off as a song, which led to poetry, which led to me teaching this master class. In addition, my exhibit is my artist right there, that's me, and then my daughter who's here currently, and I'm a part of this woman's work, art exhibition. Planted Not Buried got me into Community Folk Art Center, ultimately on display, and the grant that came along with it, just from telling my story. So if you, I believe that spelling is a spell, what could you use to literally usher yourself into the next level of life and a better version of yourself? What life mantras? These are some of them. You are your best thing. Another one is your silence will not protect you. Another one is I use my energy to advance me. I am planted, not buried. That's my personal one. When you feel like people are throwing stuff on you and you feel like they want you to be buried, remember that dirt can be used as fertilizer. That SHIT can be used as fertilizer to help you grow and bloom. And that's exactly what I did in coming here. I didn't plan on writing a master class 7 years after writing Planted, Not Buried, but here we are. And so I took those photos also while in the domestic violence shelter 7 years ago, and we're now two things that are coming together. So spelling is a spell. And if you could use, what mantra would you use to spell your future? To spell what's coming up next for you? However vulnerable you may have to be, or however honest you have to be, what could you use? And the power of it. Because Planted Not Buried got started from me seeing a quote. I saw the quote and then stored it in my notes, which I would often do for years and years, and then write songs just from the quote. And so prior to seeing that quote, if I had never made poetry out of it, I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be in Syracuse, I wouldn't be there, I wouldn't be teaching the class. So that's what I want people to, even if it's a long game, even if it's 7 years later, my life is good. My car is right there, and I have a car in New York City. You know what I'm saying? So the manifestation is active, and I still live by it. And so if you could pick one, what would it be? If it's some of these, or if you have your own, what would that be? You're literally, right now, I call it, it's a form of alchemy in a sense, because what you're telling the paper is that you believe whatever you're writing. And then when you tell the paper that, it sends a vibration into the world to help spell things in your future. And so why I don't text, I don't send nasty texts, why I don't argue with people online, why I'm able to maintain a certain level of abundance is because I spell it. And I'm very, very careful about how it works. So that's what we're starting with.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll have to put some thought to that.
You might have to. So if that writing prompt is a lot for you, we can give everybody a few more minutes, and then we can start on another one. Also, keep in mind that this is something that you're going to be saying to yourself over and over, let's say for the next 20 years. I am not buried, I'm planted. It's something I actively, even when I can't find a parking spot, say, remind yourself that even when you feel like this is such a big deal, this is such a big problem, you're planted. Usually things work out for you almost immediately. I live a complete life of ease, to be honest. Very free, very calm, but due in part to being planted and not buried.
We share out.
Not yet. We technically are done. If you guys are done, yeah. No, it's okay. It was about 3 minutes ago. Are you guys ready? I texted you now, okay. And then it's, you gonna share? Okay.
Who would like to share first? I'm over here acting like I'm facilitating. Let me go back.
You said you was gonna share.
No, I asked.
Oh yeah, don't remind me. You know I'm moving like I thought we had 2 hours. I thought we were gonna leave here till 8 o'clock.
Well, it's up to you. I mean, listen.
I got materials on my materials,
For
so you
you
know.
and poetry, I'll stay here all day.
Okay.
Also, remember, I'm here from like 10 o'clock.
Believe me, you know I'm trying to keep it at 7. You ain't saying nothing but the thing. So you're gonna share with me, thank you for that reminder, though. I'll keep it in mind.
not a
Based
problem.
upon the class, how you guys feel versus the stopping at 7:30 versus 8, that's fine with me. I have material for days. I can probably teach 3 of these classes, so.
Which might be a good thing.
Hello, that's why I started with the power of prompts, because it seems the most simple. It's gonna get more complex throughout.
All right, so I took on the challenge of using the prompt. My prompt. The writing is on the wall. In the circumference of friends. Oh, I was.
You don't have to. Well, technically, if you have you ever already written?
No.
Okay, so if you never already written to it, then it would be unfair for me to rewrite plans and I buried on the page. But
But then I also included yours as well. So
okay, that's a cool thing too. I like that. I like
And
that.
I love what you said, using repetition. So what I was trying to
Yes.
do, I was trying to vary how I'm using it.
Okay,
So like some of it ends at the end of the sentence and some starts.
let's hear it.
Right, that's right. The writing is on the wall. In the circumference of friends speak volumes. Mama told me the writing is on the wall like hieroglyphics in sayings like hello, my love, or goodbye, my dear. And when I find myself in despair, I know God believes in me, even if I forget his commandments. Some days I feel buried, but Papa reminds me I'm not. Papa reminds me the writing is on the wall. They say love is a temporary emotion like pigeons escaping winter and boys learning to lock hands and sing the tune. That's where I left off.
Okay, I love that. You know what's so interesting? I never write in that style. I would like to challenge myself eventually because I'm a musician first. It always is like, just in case I need to turn this into a rap, or just in case I need to, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to get into that a bit more, and I do find that inspiring. My ADHD often doesn't let me stay focused long enough to not, you feel me what I'm saying? Yeah, because it's hard for me to stay focused for it, but I do want to discipline myself to do better because everything I do can be switched. And so I like that. I really, is that technically a style? That's not prose. Is that prose?
That could be considered prose.
Okay.
I guess since I've been working out of like prose for some time,
Yeah.
especially the last few months, I think revision is like the best tool for me.
Okay.
So I could write something,
Mm-hmm.
but it takes me some time to kind of like reform it. Yeah. So like I'll spend most of the time, like the prompt, I'll just write something,
Yeah.
and then I'll try to reform it as we go.
You know what I do, which helps also? Sometimes I will, and I'll show you this next. Sometimes I will hear a word pop into my head when I listen to certain music. And whatever that word is, I'll stick with it and I'll find rhyming phrases. And before I know it, I can pull from a song pretty much. I can pull from the phrases that already rhyme to make it work. That's pretty much when I saw planted, not buried. Okay, I'm not buried, I'm planted, I'm solid, I'm rock. It's not easy to grow. You tried to burn up my crop. You stole a lot from my harvest. I just keep rhyming and make it, and I'm not buried, I'm planted, look how these flowers I got. And then I bring it back. And so I'll keep sharing. You guys want to share some more? Yes. Give me some shares. Would you like to share?
Are you looking at me?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Yes, I am.
There's only 5 of us.
There's literally only 5 of us.
The only thing I wrote down is prompts.
I didn't even get that far.
Okay, give us what you got. Which one did you use?
I used the first 25.
Okay.
I never even thought about like writing something to that.
You should.
I think I.
This also makes for better performances. So when a lot of times people are writing the stuff, but they're not committing it to memory because they're not literally committed to it. I perform planted, not buried, like my life depends on it because my life depends on it. You get what I'm saying? If I don't perform it that way, I won't get these opportunities. If I don't perform it that way, I won't be on the wall. If I don't perform it like my life depends on it, so you got to get behind it. That's why I want you guys to use mantras that you can really get behind, build your life around it. I literally call my house the planted, not buried house. My daughter's name is Eden. She is the first and only flower in my garden. The intentionality is wild. But I continue to manifest peace and calm because I'm planted and not buried. And the point is that if you guys do come to snaps and taps, that you can start having work that you're proud to present. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hosting snaps and taps in 2 days. So what if you have an idea here that actually works, and then you keep working on it and keep spelling is a spell, you keep spelling it and keep practicing it, then you can get on stage and feel more comfortable because you have a life mantra to get behind. You're not just saying stuff. You feel me?
I have a bunch of questions. But
Sure.
I know we also we're sharing.
Okay, so share first, Shayla, and then don't forget your questions.
Okay.
You are your best thing, not him, not them, you. All that you burst into this world with, your first cry, defiant, your mother's first hold on you tight, because you were her best thing, and you honor that. Yes, you are your best thing.
I love that. That's beautiful. Beautiful. I love that. I can see you getting up and performing that.
You know I don't perform.
I know you don't, but you will soon. You will soon. We've been talking about this. I can easily see you looking up from this, and then, again, the significance and the confidence that comes from looking up. That's it. It matters, and that's what I want to bring to Syracuse. I need people to look up, and I mean, Mark right there.
Yeah, I was just.
Come on. I need you to look up. Look up. Whether that's to God, whether that's to your higher self, whether that's to morals, whether that's to standards, whether that's to saying, I'm not going to do it like that just because everybody else did it like that. Look up. That is a good prompt. I want to encourage people of Syracuse to look up. There's a lot here to be thankful for. There's a lot here to be grateful for. Yes, it's gray all the time. We got grass. Y'all understand what it's like to be in a concrete jungle. For real. Like, I would tell my students, like, you know how sponge are? There's grass outside. There's no needles on the playground. Are you kidding me? There's no glass broken down. You can't go barefoot in New York City, nowhere. Here, you're having a whole different childhood where you can touch grass. Do y'all realize what you have? Look up. And so that, I love that, and I can see that. I can see that. Would you like to share? Yes, okay. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Questions. Don't want you to forget them.
Okay.
It's the first class. You're gonna have.
There you go.
Oh,
All right. So, how does your past life in New York City influence your spoken word?
My past life in New York City influences my spoken word. One, I was a street performer by choice. And pretty much they say, I didn't know there was a psyche behind it, but if you can do the scariest, most embarrassing thing, you can do anything after that. And so the fact that I can get on the train and say, what's up, y'all? I'm about to perform for you. How you doing? You doing good? I promise you it's going to be quick. Give me a second. Give me your money. 1 minute and 30 seconds, I got $200. Once you can do that, you can do anything. So my ability to talk to anybody, my ability to command a room and an audience, I could do it with thousands of angry New Yorkers every single morning, to the point where I had business execs and owners, because we would do between Times Square and Grand Central Station, which is about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So you had to wow them in 1 minute and 30 seconds and knock their socks off. So we had acoustic guitar, viola, and then me speaking, doing poetry or singing. That if I can get up there and make somebody give me money, and I can fund my life up that, I really can do anything. All of this is light work, technically, in comparison. You know what I'm saying? So that makes a difference because my adaptability, I have no fear whatsoever. I didn't have people that could have cursed me out, spit in my face, and booed me off that train. It never happened. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and thousands of contracts and stuff later, it never happened. So if you can approach things with minimal fear, then anything else is easy after that. So I think that also being not afraid to make transitions that are healthy and positive for your life. Who wants to spend their birthday teaching a class? Technically not me, but do I not? Now that I did it, I'm doing it. I'm literally teaching a class on my birthday. Thank you. I'm teaching a class on my birthday. Most people be like, I wouldn't do that on my birthday. I'm not. But now that I've done it, I can teach a class for every birthday. What if I made that a thing? What if I'm a professor next year? And instead, I'm teaching a class of 25 people. That's how I manifest my future. I literally approach things just like that. When I first came to Community Folk Arts Center, I did yoga. It was during COVID. And I did yoga. Eden was 3 years old. Now, you know what I'm saying? I literally came here, did this pose, and manifested because I wasn't afraid to go to a class during COVID. We had to wear masks. And now I'm on display in the gallery, and now I'm teaching here, and now I'm teaching a class, and hoping and hosting snaps and taps. That was 4 years ago that I started manifesting that. It was an active manifestation, but planted not buried is what I live by, and that's why we're here in this way. So I'm literally living, I'm an active manifestation, and that's why I believe that spelling is a spell, and the power of words is serious. Also, not being afraid to do stuff. That's New York City. Literally, if I can get on and say, give me your money, and you really give me your money, that's some powers. You know? No problem. Okay.
That's a lady. Loves good Leaves these leaves to me. Leave these leaves to me.
I like that.
Sun in me, wind hug me, flow, flow forward, we rise. Tony, moving up the road, dancing, I use my energy to advance me. Passing flowers to Audrey, activating her shadow, she moves forward. Swaying her African fabric into, I use my energy to advance.
The repetition, I really appreciate.
Stretching, I breathe, thankful that Harriet didn't leave light in arms. No. Thankful that Harriet didn't leave light in harm's arms. She took it with her. Firm footsteps, she wiped her tears with Audrey's cloth. Tears met with, I use my energy to dance me. Light in, let's go in. Energy moving toward me, within me.
I love that. Good job. I love the different styles that I'm noticing too. It's all very beautiful. Also, you said let the light in. You said I'm gonna press that as a writer prompt. I may do a whole snapping task. I haven't spoken to Mr. Kofi about this yet, but there's certain times when I do snapping tasks, I like to have themes that people can write on ahead of time and work on ahead of time, and we can do it a month ahead of time, and then they know, like, so one for April, i.e. spring, could be let the light in. Let's write on that. Give people a sign ahead of time, and then that way they become more confident, and it can flow, and it can be, now people will still be encouraged to share, of course,
Right.
but imagine if they had something that they could really hyper-focus on, and, you know what I'm
Like a
saying?
general theme.
Exactly.
And we could do that for the next flyer, we'll just put that on the flyer.
Exactly. That way you get, that's the prompt. Here's the prompt now. What's up? Let me see what you got. I really like let the light in.
That's from your picture. Palsy, look. You let the light in.
Oh, yeah, I did. Wait, that's why you that's what. I really did though. That was, you know what's crazy? That was a dark room and it had, that's another thing I don't know about, bars on windows. Having bars on your windows and that being a regular state of your life, and sometimes, some places in New York City, that's normal. So the bars on the windows meant I still had to let the light in though. I still opened the windows to let the light in, even though I like that though. Let the light in. Okay. Do you want to share?
Who else do we have?
The queen.
Right here.
Miss Winton.
I don't know if I was sharing it too.
Oh,
You don't
listen,
know-
mine wasn't done.
Can you give us some lines? Yeah, mine doesn't either.
Well, I feel like both of you did like really good work.
Yeah, no, they did. No, they
And
did.
everyone is doing good work.
Everyone is.
But you guys really took that prompt and was working on the meters too, I could tell. Like,
Yeah.
It's really strong.
They did.
Okay. It says, hey you, yeah you, trying not to be here playing you. As if you can hide, no, erase all that you've been through. I see you, and there is something you need to know. Your silence will not protect you. No, in fact, it is the perfect way to neglect you. All that you have seen, yes, it may be hard to believe, but your silence will not protect you. No, in fact, it's rotting pain deep in your spleen. You think if you don't speak it, then it can't be real. So there is nothing to reveal. But no, your silence will not protect you.
I love that.
In fact, sorry, not okay. In fact, it cuts you so deep within, you're starting to wear thin. Out of sight, out of mind. The truth they see is not mine. No, my silence will not protect you.
That's really good.
I feel like they were keeping their good writing for this workshop.
What's that supposed to be? Have y'all been workshops before?
These are not the writings that I'm.
No way! No way! That's crazy. Now my first one
how the repetition is strengthening the poem.
Absolutely.
It's bringing it together.
I'm telling you.
As where sometimes my poems, it's like, it's kind of open.
Yes.
Right? And you guys can go wherever you want. But that doesn't direct you back into the poem sometimes.
No, so that's the point of also life mantras. Now you all have work. You all can pull from those and literally take 2 sentences and use them to repeat over and over and over to advance you. Or you can take something just from your bare bones, just from the skeleton of it, and make a body. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what I like about the repetition. Again, one of the reasons people be like, you're so lucky and you're so this. It's like, no, I'm planted, not buried. And they'll be like, while what you're saying is correct, while you live a life of abundance and it continues to improve and it continues to get better, it's because I literally believe this to a cellular level. It's to the point where I believe I've changed the imprint of my DNA and subsequently made my daughter a happier person just by using the words that I use. So, I use my energy to advance me. I close my eyes to what I see. I use my energy to advance me. I'm not even close to what I could be, but I use my energy to advance me. I'm already blessed, but I don't know the rest. Yet I'm planted like a tree. Despite the tests, I try my best. I use my energy to advance me. I'm tired, hurt, I've been broken, but a different path I have chosen. And the devil must now flee. I am open, I'm hoping, and filled with glee. I am planted, not buried. I use my energy to advance me. And that's something I would develop into a song, you know what I mean? Like, that's just the bones. Now, if I continue to add to that, I can see myself literally performing. I use my energy to advance me. And I imagine myself on the stage, and I imagine myself big, and that's how I continue. I really can have that finished within the next probably 20 minutes, and that's the only version. But that's the skeleton, and I just add to it. Now this is left. Because now I want to, okay, let me see a different one. I have slides too. Have I looked at it once? No. Maybe I should. Just once. Because I couldn't get it up there. Oh wait, I did. I should have done all that. But this is the power of writing prompts, unlocking creativity, overcoming writer's block, and enhancing writing skills. There's no such thing as writer's block, especially when you have prompts. If you can use anything as a prompt, you'll never have writer's block. You can't. Like I keep stuff like this around. And it's called Insight. And I use songs also as writing prompts. If you can use a song as a writing prompt, you can go really far too. Because they not like us as corny. You know what I'm saying? But if you can pull certain and not they not like us as in Kendrick, you know, I love Kendrick. It's the people being like, okay, now I'm doing poetry, and they not like us. But even so let's say Summer Walker, who I don't particularly listen to because spelling is a spelling, she talks a lot about how much men be doing her dirty, and that's just not where I'm going in life. It's not the direction I'm headed in, so I don't listen to her. But The Heart of a Woman, obviously, that's a song that she created recently, I believe, and that can be an easy writing prompt. So this is called Insight. And I'm not sure, do you guys want to hear me do it first? You can get an idea, or do you want to do the prompt first and then I share?
I think we should do the prompt first.
Do the prompt first? Okay. So I literally use insight as the prompt, and then what that word may mean to you, what type of insight are you seeking, insight for your future, what do you see insight, things you have in your sight, you can play around with it, but the prompt is the word insight. Do you know what the word insight means? To have knowledge ahead of time, to see ahead of time, to be searching for, literally searching for a deeper meaning into something. So I started off, okay, I can tell you when it started off. I started with awake and searching for some insight, meaning I'm up and I'm searching for insight. Give me clarity in whatever the situation is. Awake and searching for some insight. That's what this one is. You're awake, meaning whatever slumber you may have been in. Say you were slow for a long time, but spot behind somebody. But now you're awake and you're searching for some insight. Say you pretended like people liked you when you knew they didn't. And now you're awake. So you're searching for insight on how to get to the better version of yourself. Remember also that we're spelling our future. So what insight don't you have right now that you may want for your future that will to understand that. I didn't understand boundaries last year. I sucked so bad with boundaries that I lost 60 pounds in that. Literally. I look semi-fit now. I was a cool 200 pounds and very happy with it last year. I lost 50 to 60 pounds just by lacking boundaries. And so I now have insight that I didn't have last year. And that's why I'm eating again. And that's why you see a little hit right here. Just one, just a little right there. Just a little something. There was hips before. Now it's a little something. The wind is not going to blow me over anymore. So I'm going to give you guys 12 minutes with this one too. Hey Siri, set a line for 12 minutes.
With pure power unleashed.
You can also not be afraid to repeat the term awaken, searching for some insight. And it doesn't have to rhyme, and this can just be a reflection if you feel comfortable, you want to. On maybe something you learned this year, or insight that you gained. We talk about it all the time, in reference to like, oh wow, didn't realize I was terrible at this. I think that's a good one.
And I have to leave in a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm ready for us to ready for everyone.
Okay. What time do you have to leave?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Probably won't. I'm like 5 minutes.
Okay.
I'm glad I want to ready.
Okay.
You're a book club lesson, right?
Yes, I was. I think you're familiar. Honestly, you guys can make some.
Boundaries is not a bad one at all. This is now an insight that gives you better boundaries. You can also just name an insight and then, express how you've grown past that. How you guys doing? What? Well, that's okay. That's okay. It's supposed to be getting you to write is what's most important. And so the fact that you're writing, again, is just bones to what we can do in the future. So I'm going to give you an example. So literally, so our next prompt is insight. And you've heard me perform it before, Mr. Kofi. You've heard me perform it before, but this is the writing prompt that it came from about 10 years ago. So I'm going to give you guys an example of one, how I wrote to this, literally just used the word insight. It was around 6 o'clock in the morning and I was done by about 6:30 something, I remember. I was in Brooklyn and the sun was coming up and it's called insight. I haven't done it in a long time, so. Yes. So I remember I said the words was, I started with awaken, searching for some insight. Awaken, searching for some insight. I promise that I'm trying to love her hard, but love don't act right. And really trying to shake me like I'm all over my feels and shit don't sit right. My heart is hard, it hurts these scars. I got hope trying to move right. I think I mentioned that it hurt. Yes, I did. Yes, indeed. I tried to kneel and pray with these scabs all on my knees from being dragged and drugged, shit high, but not hugged yet. Fly with broke wings and fuck with no love. So look before you touch. Be out of that love. Live and let live. Give and do right. Don't lie and unite. I'm awake and searching for some insight. Look before you touch. You be out and let love. Live and let live, give, do right. Don't lie, be light. I'm awake and searching for some. I'm awake and man, I'm spitting real shit. An oracle of my own time, I feel it all and I don't feel shit. I tried to make a mountain out of you, but you were more into molehill shit. Just let me heal it, that pain in your chest. Baby trying to act like you don't know the impact and me feel it got a hole in your heart. All I wanna do is fill it. Dirt out, love in, shirt off, clothes into Louis and sheets. I can feel your core melting. I'm trying to read books more than mine's reflect. Self-love, self-care, self-hate, deflect. I'm trying to be the man in the mirror of your mind's reflect. Don't fight what you feel is yours. Not as for my son, can you see yet? Look before you touch. Live and let live, give, do right. Don't lie and be light. I'm awake and searching for some insight. Look before you touch. Be out and let love. Live and let live, give, do right. Don't lie and be light. I'm awake and searching for some. I'm awake and searching for some insight.
The Maritime Network is designed.
Oh, thank you. That's an example, though, of how also using these words as mantra, once you solidify it, you can do anything with it. I've never performed. I almost never do it with the beat. It's very fast. I normally have to slow it down. I already talk fast, so I normally slow it down so people can feel it. But there's a whole beat that I can, if I wanted to record it, I could. There's a whole, and almost all of my work can be switched like that. That's also how I make it so that nobody can take my power. Not the sound man, not the person in charge of the show, not nobody. Because if I just have to get up here and do it with just words, no mic, no stage, no nothing, I got that. You get what I'm saying? But once you do work like that, I wrote that 8 years ago. I wrote that before Eden was born. But it's still my memory like that. Once I committed it to memory, I don't think I've ever performed that in front of an audience to an actual beat. But once I committed it to memory, it's one of the poems that people look forward to for opening of my set. Also, making poetry that's memorable. When you hear the word insight, you're going to think about that again. When you hear the words planted not buried, you're going to think about that again. You get what I'm saying? So the point is, if you're trying to make poetry that changes people's lives, which is my goal, if you're trying to write things that change people's lives, and you want them to, it's not just for you. You want them to be able to remember it. And that's one of the reasons why I say that the repetition also helps with the spelling of everything, because the repetition helps also implant it in other people's minds. Now other people are thinking of me as planted not buried. When, you know what I'm saying? When it's time, even when I don't have my own power, a phrase that I use over and over is causing people to give me power when I don't have it. And so that's the significance of insight, and I want to show you guys the difference in being able to do both. You want to share yours before you go? You don't have to. This one, y'all don't have to.
Okay, I don't use the word insight.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Bound by history, by time, by how I thought your heart was connected to mine, I stayed, wide awake, all outcomes. I measured myself against your words, your actions, your satisfaction. Who was I to you? I was so consumed. I forgot who I was to me, and it left me starving.
I like that. I like that. Thank you. And that's pretty much speaking on the fact that you have more insight now and you have boundaries that help you understand and look at yourself differently. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Would you like to share?
Well, thank you, everybody.
No problem. No problem.
Definitely have to
We can. Okay, I got you. We can.
Good to see you.
It was I know it was like a little bit, but the sun is shining.
The sun is shining. Let it light in.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Other than that, thank you.
Thank you, boo. I appreciate it. See you on Facebook.
I appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
I so boom. She used to go to bed in the wee of the morning night. Now the queen wakes up with enough time to do her morning routine. She's on time. Awaken to who she is now and letting go who she used to be. Yesterday, she was like, no, I ain't doing it. And today, she's okay with the decision she made yesterday. Insight is, put this field on her, but I would say, insight, this got sis feeling right.
I like that. I like that. I like the waking up and coming to yourself. I'm experiencing a lot of that right now. You know, today being my birthday. Me choosing to do this final declaration on how I'm going to continue to spell my future and how it's going to start with this many people. And I already am manifesting hundreds of people literally being able to be changed through the ability of writing prompts and giving themselves power in that way. So literally, I love it. Thank you. You want to share a book? You wrote that then? Okay.
Well,
Give me one line that sticks out to you. Can you give me one line that sticks out? Just one.
I wish little me could see the queen you have come to be.
I love that. I love that. I love that.